Good afternoon, good morning, my friends out there. It is another empath chat. It's empath month, so I'm coming at you talking about all things empath. All right, so today is an interesting question that I have. And I'm asking this question because I was watching the interviews for my online show, The Awakened Empath, that launches next Monday, which I'm so excited for. It's going to be epic. And I'm watching them over just to really go over them again. And I heard one of the interviews brought up a great question, and I wanted to bring that up here. You'll see what this expert speaker had to say about this if you subscribe to the show, which y'all better do. Y'all better subscribe to this amazing show. It's awakenedempathlive.com. Go on and put your name and email in because I'm only releasing these interviews via email. And then come on and join my group, The Awakened Empath, here on Facebook, because we're going to be kind of talking about all of the interviews. I'm going to be going in the group and breaking it down with you. So just so you can kind of be aware of what's going on and watch it for yourself, go subscribe, go check it out. I have 21 amazing experts to bring you, including the amazing Dr. Shefali, who, if you haven't heard, she's been on Oprah Super Soul Sunday, Super Soul Sessions. She is a best-selling author and speaker. She has TED Talks. She's freaking amazing. And so that will be the first interview. We'll see. She's my flagship speaker. And she is going to be diving deep into what it is to be an empath. And so I wanted to talk about this today, which is, what is your motivation? What is your motivation? This topic came up a couple of times on the interviews. And I think, in my opinion, it's a really great question to ask. Part of our work as empaths, part of stepping into your power as an empath, is really being super self-aware. A lot of self-awareness. This is huge, but it needs to be self-awareness without beating yourself up, okay? So we want to walk that fine line, but really being honest with yourself and looking at yourself kind of like from a bird's eye view. So being as objective as you can, almost like when you're in a plane and you're looking down at the world or the earth below, and it looks like everything's really small, like the houses look like doll houses, and the closer you get to it, it seems bigger. But when you're far away and you're up high, it doesn't seem as big and consuming. Everything's very small. So when you're looking at yourself, you want to kind of take that altitude approach so that everything doesn't seem so big and huge. It just seems like it's very small right now. So you can look at it and say, that's not as big of a deal as I thought. Let me kind of look at this in a way that's not emotionally charged. And that's how you want to look at yourself, okay? So the question is, what is your motivation to ask yourself as empaths? And when you want to ask yourself this is when you're feeling drained, when you're feeling resentful, when you're feeling like you're overwhelmed, or when you feeling like you're taking on the collective pain of other people, or when you feel like you're absorbing all the emotions of other people, or when you feel like you're making commitments that maybe you didn't really want to make. Because sometimes empaths not only have difficulty with absorbing others' emotions, but we overcommit or we overgive. So when we should say no, we say yes kind of things. So every time you do this, ask yourself what your motivation is. If you feel like this doesn't feel too good, or you find yourself getting upset or frustrated or angry or overwhelmed or drained or tired, ask what your motivation is. For example, if you say you're volunteering for the PTA, right? You have a child who goes to school, you're volunteering for the PTA, and you are volunteering to head up the bake sale. And you feel like if you're going to be the head of the bake sale, you have to make sure that everybody's doing their thing. You have to bake an enormous amount yourself. You have to put it in, everything has to be gluten-free, nut-free, from scratch, organic, and all the things, right? And it's like, oh my God, I have to do this and this and this and this. And you find yourself, going and doing tasks for other people because you feel like, and you ask yourself what your motivation is, right? Instead of, oh, I need to help, I just want to serve, I just want to help. If you truly feel that way, if your motivation is truly of service, there is no feeling drained. There is no feeling resentful. There is no feeling angry. There is no looking for a thank you. There's no looking for gratitude. There's no looking for reciprocation, like something in return. It's just pure joy of giving. If you're truly in that space, you won't feel any of those other things. So whenever you feel like crap, you need to ask yourself, what's my motivation? Am I taking this on because I want to, usually I'm going to put myself on a limb and say a lot of times we're trying to prove our worth. So I want to go out there and prove that I'm a good baker, or I want to prove that I care about everybody because I'm making all these from scratch treats, or I want to prove that, I'm just as caring about my kid as everybody else or the school. So, or if I want something done, I have to do it if you want something done, you have to do it yourself, and I'm taking care of everybody else's tasks. Is it because I'm truly helping from the giving place, or is it because I feel like I'm afraid of what people will think of me if my PTA bake sale comes together and it doesn't look perfect? Like, just ask yourself where this is coming from. Is it coming from some sort of a trigger? Are you avoiding looking at your own pain? Are you trying to take on the pain and the suffering of others because you are using it as a reason to not look at your own? Are you trying to take on, someone else's emotions or the energy of a situation because you're playing a bit of a martyr role? Like, and when you do this, like the martyr role, are you doing it out of pity, or you feel obligated? You feel like it's a loyalty thing. You feel like I have to. You feel like you'd be the bad person or being mean if you didn't. Or are you feeling like the martyr complex where I'm the only one that can do everything. It's always up to me, and I always have to take this on, and everybody unloads on me, without realizing that by becoming that, it's almost like as empaths, sometimes we're training people to treat us that way. We're training other people, and it's not always that other people are unloading their shit onto us. We are training them to do so because we're always the one who's, oh, I've got this. Oh, I'll take care of this. Oh, don't worry. Oh, I don't need anything. Or I'm fine, right? Through tears, I'm fine. Right? Or not accepting help, not reaching out, or taking it on. And the martyr role is more of a learned habit, something that you can look back in your history and see where that comes from. But that is a role that we can play over and over again. And if that's the motivation, then we have to ask ourselves, is this really mine? Is this really mine? Is this energy I'm taking? Is this pain I'm taking really mine? And am I doing it for a reason that is aligned with my gift as an empath? Because if we're doing that for any other reason, whether it's pity, obligation, being a martyr, being a victim of some sort, or feeling like we have to take on everybody's pain because we are the healer, right? That's pretty egoic. When you think about it, it's a little bit arrogant and egoic to think that we can take on all the pain and we need to heal. Like, I have to take on their pain so they don't feel it, or I have to heal them so that I have to love them so much that they will heal or change, right? We are denying someone of their own journey. We're denying someone their journey. When we say no and they're not that thrilled with us, or when we pull back a little bit in a relationship to nurture ourselves and practice self-care, when we put up boundaries because somebody has overstepped, or we don't feel comfortable with something, or we want to be treated at a different standard, and that makes somebody else uncomfortable, that's okay, empaths. That's okay, right? It's okay. We're denying somebody else their journey by not having them feel whatever it is that they feel. If we say no, we put up a boundary, right? If we're overgiving and somebody gets angry about it, that's on them. That is their journey. That is their trigger. We don't own their triggers. We don't own their reactions. We can only nurture ourselves, and we can only operate from a space of self-awareness, right? So that we can show up as our best selves. If we want to heal people, the best way to do it is to heal ourselves and then show up as our best selves, which means boundaries are firm, which means we're nurturing ourselves with all our self-care, and we're giving from a space of giving. And we can only do that when our own cup is full. And people can feel free. Y'all can, if you don't agree, correct me if I'm wrong, because y'all know I'm always willing to listen and stand corrected if I need to. But how is it working for us when we give from a space of being depleted? or we are giving for, how do we show up when we're feeling like crap? How do we give when we're just feeling like we're drained and we have nothing left, or when we're resentful about it? We don't, right? We either don't give to the best of our capacity, or we walk away and say, okay, I'm done, because we are, and sometimes it's just because we can't take anymore, or we just show up in a half-assed way and we don't feel too good about it anyway. Like, so think about this. What is your motivation? What is your motivation for serving? What is your motivation for wanting to heal and take on pain and take on energy? Is it to avoid something within yourself? Is it to assume a space of, I need to do, like, super responsibility and obligation for way more than you are responsible for? You're only responsible for you, really. And of course, if you have children, we have to raise our children, keep them safe. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not responsible to heal the collective. It would be wonderful if we could be part of that healing process. But the only way we can be part of it is to truly give from a space of freedom, and give from a space of giving for not expecting anything in return, and giving in our full energy. And that is just purely for the joy of giving. And so, but if you feel any sort of drain or crankiness, you're not in that space. Like, you can't convince yourself you're there. You're not. So something's out of alignment and a boundary needs to be put up, or your motivation is maybe a little more egoic, and that's the self-awareness piece. We have to look at that egoic space, because even as empaths, we can go there, right? We can totally go there. We can think it's always the narcissists and the people out there that are unloading on us. They don't care, or they don't acknowledge, they don't appreciate, or they don't nurture or value us. But sometimes we don't value ourselves enough to put out that standard, or we are staying in a stuck pattern of being a martyr or being a victim and inviting ourselves to be treated that way. And so that we end up feeling like we're just not, yes, we allowed it, exactly. So we're not coming from that space of pure giving, and we are assuming a little bit of an egoic space of, this is what I need to do and only I can do it. And it's actually just having us avoid our own pain and our own healing. And empaths are so needed right now. Your gifts are so needed and so valuable. So healing yourself is the best thing you can do, and taking care of yourself and filling your cup is the best thing you can do. That's how we are going to show up. That's our purpose, is to be the light, be the change, just be the best version of ourselves. Therefore, sending that vibration out so other people can pick up on it, feel it, and integrate it into their own journey, however that looks. It's not our job to change their journey. It's our job to just be and send out a vibration and encourage the collective to go on their own ascension journey too. That's what it is. That's the healing. We don't take it on for them. Okay, we have compassion and hold space. That's our job. That's really our job. But beyond that, so this is my empath chat message for you today. If you have any questions, message me, comment below. If you're really having trouble with this and you can't discern whether it's the true giving or if it's another motivation, or if you find yourself stuck in this pattern and you don't know how to get out, then message me, talk to me, because my program, The Awakened Empath, starts in less than a month. Oh no, a little more than a month, September 9th. So you have time to come and join us. 8 weeks of immersion on what it means for you to be an empath, and how you can step into your power as an empath, and why you feel the way you feel. If you're clear on why it is that you're feeling this way from a scientific perspective and from like an esoteric perspective, I'm going to talk about both of those in the course, then you can see why this is happening, and you can transmute it into something that's a healthier reaction, or you can strengthen yourself to use your gifts as something more powerful to create what you want, instead of bringing in and attracting more of what you don't want. And we're going to talk about protection. We're going to talk about rituals. We're going to talk about self-care. We're going to talk about energy vampires and how to show up in relationships. So if you want more information on the Awakened Empath program, then message me, comment below, or talk to me. If you want to get in on my interview series, my online show, The Awakened Empath, the link will be in the comments here, awakenedempathlive.com. Enroll, put your name and email in, and all the interviews are going to be emailed to you beginning next week. And they're so, so good. I highly, highly recommend. These are incredible experts who are going to just like totally shift your perspective, totally make you feel like you're not alone in this, and you can get inspired from their stories. All right, so I love you guys so much, and if anyone you feel needs to hear this message today or needs to know about these programs that are happening with me, please share this video out. I know Facebook is not giving the live streams as much love lately, so I appreciate all of your shares, and please comment that you shared as well so I know, and I can put you in my drawing for a free reading. But this is the time, my friends. This is the time for empaths to shift and work on their ascension path to that place of consciousness where you're absolutely living from your gifts. You're living from your intuition and your higher self. And by doing that, we're raising the vibration of the planet. So I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.